Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's segment of readings. Um, this is on James 13 Wicca on YouTube, in case you're not seeing it there. For the main tarot, I'm going to use Wild Reflections Tarot deck by Spell. And there is a website on the back here. I believe it's there, yspell.com. It's in the center over here. There we go. If you're interested. That's what we have for the tarot deck. The oracle cards I'm going to use are Sacred... Okay, can't hold it. Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. It's hard to read it backwards. By Denise Lynn. Where's the websites for Denise? I think it's on the back of the book. So it's at the end of her paragraph where you see her face, that yellowish box. It's at the bottom of it. DeniseLynn.com if you want to check her out. And I also use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana, substituting 22 for 0 for the Fool. 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and a 4-sided dice to choose the element. It's from the Dice Shop. The website there is mathartfun.com. I don't know if it's showing up. I don't know if you can see mathart.com. Hopefully you can. mathartfun.com. Alright, that being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. That being said, let's get into your reading. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? Conflicting influences here. It's actually slowing me down putting down the cards. Something's coming in. Something's coming in. Can this be okay? What is going on here? There's 3 cards that fell out of the Oracle deck. They're face down at the moment. This is going to be one of those where we just got to see it as it goes. Because there's good and bad cards. I'm just not really sure where we're going just yet, but we'll find out. There seems to be some surprises. Typically, Capricorn is not a fan of surprises. So it's kind of like that by itself is making me a little uncomfortable. I'm like, well, Capricorn doesn't really care for surprises. Well, hopefully this reading will get you ahead of that. So maybe you can unearth them before these surprises pop up. Somebody's coming in. Somebody's coming in. The question is, how long are they here for? And what type of influence are they having? Because I get that the energy here is telling me whatever subject this is in. So it could be at work and you're used to working with a certain group of people. It could be at home and like maybe somebody's visiting, or somebody, like one of the people who you live with has a new friend, or maybe there's a new neighbor or something like that. Could be somebody in your family is bringing somebody else around, like a new friend, a new partner, a new whatever. I feel like whatever this connected, there's something new coming in, but it's like whatever it's connecting to, like work, family life, whatever you got going on, social connection, you're used to doing it by yourself, and you're used to doing it quite well by yourself. You're not only used to doing it by yourself, but you're quite sufficient, and you know, this works out the way it's supposed to, but I do it. And I feel like I wasn't asking anybody to add into this. I feel like that's kind of there too. I wasn't asking anybody to be a part of this with me. I don't know that it's bad. The energy is a little... When something comes in, I just feel like, I don't know. It reminds me, I remember a Capricorn I used to know, very big on family, huge. And I think that's probably a Capricorn thing, to be big on family. Certain people in their family, if they added something in, they would tolerate it and they would try to make it work, but you could tell like they were holding it together because you could tell that they weren't really a fan, but they were just trying to make it work, and it depended on who brought it forward. I remember that a couple times. Somebody's coming in. I keep getting this as a person, so it's the Knight of Swords. It depends on how everything's adding in, but I definitely get, well, this is also at the top in case you're wondering. You also got the King of Wands. Somebody's coming in pretty quick, new information, positive changes. Positive changes. I feel like that's the surprise part. Overall, you can have some very beneficial, some very prosperous changes, depending on what you're working with. And this energy is bringing that in. The first hurdle I feel like I have is like, I didn't ask. So it's not that you don't want things to improve. It's not that, but it's kind of like this, like I didn't ask, and the way this is coming in really strong, really fast, but even though it's very positive, it's kind of like, I didn't ask. I keep feeling that. Like, even though it's really good, it's kind of like, yeah, but you know, the way you're doing it, I don't like the way you're doing it. I feel like that's what's going on here. I don't like this push energy. I don't like it. But at the same time, I feel like I'm trying to do what I need to do to learn from this situation and still be self-sufficient. Is it self-sufficiency that I'm getting from? That fire energy. I also get that you're not against that energy coming in. It's just kind of like, all right, you do what you got to do, but I don't know. It's like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, why do we have to do it this way? Although, it reminds me of, like, I keep seeing this person where I like them, but they're difficult to be around. Does that make sense? Like, I like them. I do, and I want to keep liking them, so I keep my distance. So we're going to do that. I feel like that's what's going on here. It's easier to get along when we have a little bit of distance. I keep getting that. And I do feel like you like them, though. Whoever comes in, it's like, I don't have a problem with them, but I feel like, okay, they got to do their thing, then go do your thing, and let me do my thing. But there's more, the energy is pouring right in. It's pouring right in. I'm trying to be self-sufficient, but I don't think that's going to work for long. Like, the influence is coming in, whatever it is. So, transformation, navigating the stars, and wise leader. This is meant to upgrade. This is meant to upgrade. This energy should be respectful. So, like, I'm respectful in the sense of, like, they talk dignified to you. But, like, I'm kind of like, because they're pushing things forward, they're changing things whether you want to or not, and I feel like I'm cringing, like, oh, that's respectful. The way they communicate is respectful. How's that? And they might be just flat out telling you, well, this is going to change. And it's kind of like, and they tell you in a respectful way, as respectful as possible, but I feel like I'm like, oh. Transformation definitely happening here. Beginning of a new cycle. Ace of Wands comes in. This can be very, very good for you. It feels to me it's like one of those things where, how do I explain this? It's kind of like, you know, if you were married to someone and they inherited a house, and it's kind of like, well, it's kind of like, well, we can stay in the apartment we live in, or we can move into that house, and you're like, I don't know if I really want to start that project because that might be some things. It's kind of like, it's like sooner or later you're going to end up living there. The sooner you embrace it, the better it goes for you, the more you can stabilize it to your advantage. It's kind of like, if I get in there, the earlier I get in there, the more I can be like, all right, I'll take care of this. All right, this needs to go like that. You can have more control, more of an advantage the sooner you're able to, within respect to whatever works for you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're not gonna if, for example, if you're not a runner, you're not gonna start running 4 miles today. So you might have to like start walking a couple miles a day and then get yourself up to walking 4 miles and then start, a little bit of running, until you finally get up to the run. It may take you a while. And that might be a good analogy because I feel like a lot of people don't care for running. So like that might be how this looks from the outside, like, it might be like, oh, I don't really want to do that. Oh, I don't really want to. But for whatever reason, you're like, oh, like they're saying sooner or later you will end up being a part of it. Especially if you have people who you very much care about and you want to look out for, and there's information being shared during that time. Sometimes when people work out together and run together and stuff like that, they make good connections and they share information that you don't normally get. It's kind of like, oh, I guess I can do it. It's harder if you resist it. Once you start connecting with like, well, that could work to my advantage. Well, that could work to my advantage. Like, I'm not saying you're going to be like all, warm and fuzzy and like, ooh, joy, somebody's forcing me out of my comfort zone. I don't see that happening. But the sooner you kind of look at it like, all right, they're forcing me out, or at least they're trying to. But over there is this over there that I do like. And that is over there that I do like. And I do like that too. Like, the more you start centering on that, it doesn't mean you're going to just jump right in full board. I know that. But the more you start identifying like, well, I would like that. And actually, that would be a benefit. And actually, that would work for me too. The more you start looking at those little pieces and start adding in those little pieces for yourself, kind of like, okay, well, that would work. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, that would actually I could do a lot with that too. And I could keep control of this. If I know this and I get that, I could keep control of this. And I definitely want that. So I feel like the sooner you start looking for the things that actually are beneficial to you in this new situation, the easier this will flow. Whoever this person is, and I'm getting it with the fire air connection too, they're also giving you another surprise that you might not realize. They might be around for a few months or maybe a year tops. It may be just a few months or a year tops. The purpose spiritually that I'm getting, take it with a grain of salt, they're meant to come in and help you change things so you can have more, so things can work more efficiently for you and you can get more out of it. It's like the spiritual, like this is supposed to upgrade. That's the whole point. Once they've hit that level, I feel like they're going to rotate on out. I don't think that they want to. I feel like they need to. I don't know what that means other than, depends on your situation. Because they're on their way. They don't really want to, but I feel like circumstances change and they have to go on to the next thing. I feel like you're going to really like this person at that point. Again, I don't think you dislike them to start with, but I feel like you're going to really like them, and then they're going to have to go on to their next phase. This is another surprise that I feel like, I don't know, especially if you like somebody, it's hard when it's somebody you really like and they're going to exit your story. It's just harder, you know what I mean? In one version or another. You're not going to be happy about that happening, but you'll be strong enough to make it keep going the way you need to. You have learned a lot. Everything will have made sense, like that you wanted to gain here. I just feel like I like this person and I don't want that to go. But they're giving like a backup card here. Like the connection will be done. It will be just flat out done. I don't know what else to say about that. You could try to keep connected with by social means, like social media. Is that what I want to say? I just feel like it just won't hold. It won't grab hold. It just won't. I don't know what to tell you. So they're trying to give you that heads up. So whoever this is, they're saying definitely enjoy them for who they are and how they impact your life. Enjoy it for what it is. Realize it's on a timer. So gain what you need to gain from it while they're there. That might be another level of this. Kind of like they're only here for so long. And it's kind of like if there's certain things that you think, it'd be good to learn this from them at some point, and you're like, I expect them to be around for years, and they're around for a little bit less than a year. I'm just saying that might help put you in an advantage. Like, well, let me put these in priority, what I really want to learn, and let's see if I can learn as much as I can before this person exits. Because I do feel like they have a lot of benefits. The more you get to know them, that might be one of the reasons you like them, because it's like, I do believe their information and they do know what they're doing. I just need to ask the information in a way that makes sense to me, that I can actually apply the way I want to apply it. I think we're there. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.